favorite shows, stream the music you love, and stay connected to the continent. All in one spot, right in your pocket. Simple, quick, and always with you. The Channel Africa app. Download it now on iOS and Android. Your life, your rhythm, your Africa. Channel Africa. Find it for free on Google Play and the Apple App Store.
Why don't you bring it on my way?
Hold me around my waist. You can take it slow, baby. Control the pace. Where I rotate, baby, that's a little taste. Where I rotate, I'ma put you in your place.
Bad girl, no delay.
Baby, let's shake. I don't wanna stop, baby. I don't need a break. For the rotate, you know I don't wanna wait. We can go late, make my body celebrate. I just wanna back it up on beat. Say your name in key. I know what I want from you. You know what you want from me. I just wanna back it up on beat. Say your name in key. I've been waiting on it all week. So tell me where you wanted me to be. Yeah.
Freeze at your back, the way I like it, can't deny. Your body bang like dynamite. You the feel I'm your kind of nice.
See me, eye to eye, we go back to back, we go 9 to 9. Body on it, dynamite. Take you to my posy, we can finalize.
Backstroke on it, swimming in the kitchen till the bus. Do everything to me, but baby, don't stop. You don't even need my consent, killing me, baby. I just want a little bit of your time, make a day so. Make we date tonight, take a joke, call up you. You can call me every time you want more. Move that thing, come rest on me now. I get the kind of way, go make you bend for me now. All night, baby, all night. Bend your back, hold my hand. Now you done make a nigga fantasize. I feel Johnny now you're even now. It's alright, realize. Come on, time, you're my vibe.
I just wanna back it up on beat. Say your name in key. I know what I want from you. You know what you want from me. I just wanna back it up on beat. Say your name in key. I've been waiting on it all week. So tell me where you wanted me to be. Yeah.
Freeze at your back, the way I like it, can't deny. Your body bang like dynamite. You the feel I'm your kind of nice.
See me, eye to eye, we go back to back, we go 9 to 9. Body on it, dynamite. Take you to my posy, we can finalize.
We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628.
From Bamandait, Libyanka. I've been drinking more alcohol for the past 5 days. Did you check on me? Now did you look for me? I walked in the room, eyes are red, and I don't smoke banga. Did you check on me? Did you check on me? Now did you notice me? Nobody will know the paranoia. Cause I put a smile on my face, a facade you can never face. And if you don't know me well, you won't see how buried I am inside my grave. Inside my grave. Cause you see people don't really know you. They don't really know you. Cause you see people, they don't really know you. They don't really know. I've been drinking more alcohol for the past 5 days. Did you check on me? Or did you look for me? make you no leave me deep. Oh, leave father. Oh, make you try to understand. Yeah, who can no day for you? Cause you see people don't really know you. They don't really know you. Cause you see people, they don't really know you. They don't really know. I've been drinking more alcohol for the past 5 days. Did you check on me? Or did you look for me? I walked in the room, eyes are red, and I don't smoke banda. Did you check on me? Did you check on me? Or did you notice me? I've been drinking more alcohol for the past 5 days.
It's a beautiful one. Libianca with People. Before that, it was Tyler and Wizkid with Dynamite. Definitely those two are huge dynamites in the entertainment industry. We're speaking all things creative world. But today we're actually going on the serious side. We're like, how do you actually make a career from your creativity? We're actually going to engage in that in the next hour of the show as well. But looking at storytellers, right? And I know people have incredible stories. In fact, as Africans, I think we are known to be storytellers. That's exactly how we have passed on our history throughout, the decades. And even though we don't have a written history, we do have quite a strong verbal one, which means that's exactly what we are as Africans. We are storytellers. We're in a different time now, though, when stories aren't just about, telling the stories to your children that they'll tell to their children and their children, but we want to tell stories to the world. And also we have these platforms, right, where we're able to do so easily, where, just simply writing a blog or writing a book can be easily accessible to so many through the platforms of social media. But can you make moolah? Can you make money? That's the question.
That's the big question indeed. How do you monetize from your labor? Even if it feels like it's random or it's something that you might not think is essential enough. At times we do these small things and you think, you know what, I'm just a good writer. I'm not really someone who can make money out of this. How do we change that narrative for ourselves as a continent? Storytelling through dance. Maybe you dance on your Instagram and you're not making enough money, but you're not using that skill to turn it into a generating of revenue. We'll speak about that when we come back in the second hour. But right now, let's start off that second hour with the latest news.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Benjamin. Looking at your top stories, Niger's military ruler Abdourahmane Tiani blames French, Benin and Ivory Coast president for sponsoring the attack on Niamey International Airport. And Ukraine president says he'd like the U.S. to halt Russian strikes. Your latest news. Greetings to our listeners. Niger's military ruler Abdourahmane Tiani has blamed French, Benin and Ivory Coast presidents for sponsoring the attack on Niamey International Airport, an accusation that he made without offering any evidence. Gunfire and loud explosions echoed around Niger's international airport in Niamey shortly before midnight yesterday in what two security sources described as a terrorist attack before calm returned to the capital on Thursday morning. Tiani accused French President Emmanuel Macron, Benin's Patrice Talon and Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara by name while speaking on Niger's state television after visiting the airbase and has vowed retaliation. Tiani also thanked the Russian troops stationed at the base for defending their sector. Police say they've established a dedicated team to track down 18 Chinese fugitives believed to be hiding in South Africa. This follows the extradition of 63-year-old Chen Fujia, who left the OR Tambo International Airport in Kempton Park, east of Johannesburg this morning. The man, who had been in hiding in South Africa since 2021 and is accused of defrauding the Chinese government of $7.6 million. The National Police spokesperson, Atlenda Mate, explains.
So last year, while applying for a US visa, the embassy then alerted us and we went then to arrest him at the embassy in South Africa. He's been 6 months in Johannesburg prison. We booked him out yesterday. We took him to a local holding cell where we are now going to do the official handing over at OR Tambo Airport. Yeah. So he was working with a group of other people. Those other people have already been sentenced in China. We have been working closely with the Chinese government. We had a meeting with the Chinese government and a delegation, and they then alerted us that they're looking for 18 others. So this was the 19th. They're looking for 18 others that are hiding in South Africa, that are involved in commercial crimes that they committed in China, and then some it's other serious crimes of human trafficking and so on.
Lawyers of a new witness who is supposed to testify before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry in Pretoria, South Africa, are currently seeking a postponement. This week, the commission heard testimony from the KwaZulu-Natal Province Acting Deputy Police Commissioner Anthony Gupol, Witness E, and the province's head of Priority Crime Investigations, the Hawks, Major General Leseja Senona. President Cyril Ramaphosa established the commission following the KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi's allegations, including that of corruption among senior police officials. Sbahle Mota reports.
Acting Deputy Police Commissioner in KwaZulu-Natal, General Anthony Gopol, testified about Police Minister Senzo Mchunu. He told the commission that Minister Mchunu took an interest in the murder of ANC Councillor Pendukani Mabhida. Witness E, who testified after General Gopol, also testified about the minister. He says that Mchunu wanted regular updates on the Sindiso Magaqa murder investigation. Witness E says while Mchunu was interested in the Magaqa investigation, he did not attend any of the court cases pertaining to the matter.
South Africa's Home Affairs Minister Dr. Leon Schreiber says the Border Management Authority intercepted over 25,000 people attempting to enter the country, as well as those already in the country illegally during the festive season. More than 22,000 of them did not have valid travel or identity documents. Schreiber addressed the media in Pretoria.
The task of building a modern, efficient and secure border management system remains ongoing. Continued investment in personnel, infrastructure and technology will be essential if the BMA is to fully realize its mandate. Critically, the chronic underfunding of the BMA must be addressed, as this organization has conclusively demonstrated the necessary commitment to address long-standing challenges in this area. Additionally, any investment in the BMA ultimately pays for itself by reducing the impact of illicit trade and illegal immigration and enhancing revenue collection.
Lastly, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he'd like the U.S. to halt Russian strikes on his country's energy infrastructure. This follows U.S. President Donald Trump's comments that he has asked his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin to stop firing in Kyiv and other cities for a week because of extreme weather conditions. The BBC's Sarah Rainford reports.
Zelensky praised Donald Trump's intervention as an effort to protect lives and said he expected Russia's promise to be implemented. Ukraine has agreed to mirror Moscow's actions, pausing its own attacks on Russian oil refineries. The winter is still long and a week is short, but any let-up in attacks would be some relief in a country where people are pitching tents inside their flats and heating bricks in an effort to keep warm.
Recapping on your top stories, Niger's military ruler Abdurrahmane Tiani has blamed French, Benin and Ivory Coast presidents for sponsoring the attack on Niamey International Airport, an accusation he made without offering any evidence. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Tsinzi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Download the SABC app and take Channel Africa with you everywhere you go. On the Move with Benjamin and Palesa every weekday on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
This is the second hour of On the Move. You're in the right place if you're in search for the African perspective, especially if you're trying to wind down, speak about the creative world, and just enjoy your Friday. So happy Friday to you and yours. You're listening to Channel Africa, the African perspective. This is On the Move with myself, Palesa and Benjamin Moshatama. And as we continue with the topic of monetizing, today we'll look at storytelling. And storytelling, I think, is quite integral to who we are as creatives on the African continent. No matter how you phrase your storytelling or whatever output you use for your storytelling, whether it's writing, blogging, etc., at the end of the day you can make money from it, but it's not as easy as just writing it and putting it out there. You actually have to learn some of the skills that allow you to understand who to write for, why you're writing for them, and how to get back that moolah. So stay with us in this hour as we engage on that.
Yeah, man, we've got so many conversations happening in our different shows, actually. You can find those different conversations on our website, and that's where we put our podcasting. That's where we put on all the different flavors that you can find. So go to www.channelafrica.co.za in all our multiple African languages that are used here on the continent. It is a fantastic melting pot of great conversations that are happening on that website. It's www.channelafrica.co.za. Check out that website. It's very easy to use, and make sure that you spread the word about it as well.
Kamata, kamata, kamatika, kamata, 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 paka chini, kamata, 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 kamatika, kamata, 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 paka chini, kamata, 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 kamatika, kamata, 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 paka chini, kamata, 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 kamatika, kamata, 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 paka chini, kamata, kamata kiuno, kamata bega, kamata kichwa kando na beba, kamata kimini, chalegalega, mana tashuka chini unanitega. Ya leo kiboko mwalika nipa nyama kwa kisambu cha kopo. Komesha toto na minaleta nyundo ni mkange kokoto. Nasema kamata, kamata, kamatika, kamata, 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 paka chini, kamata, 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 kamatika, kamata, 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 paka chini, kamata, 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 kamatika, kamata, 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 paka chini, kamata, 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 kamatika, kamata, 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 paka chini, kamata. Kama gari le vum 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 vum, mtoto mkali mchum chum chum chum, kiwanga ngali le ngum ngum ngum, enda kamchinje mbali kwa rum rum. Sasa twende kamata kama nesakata nyuma kwa bamba taile kinoma. Tege tatabata fanya unaifata tazambusi kakata amegoma. Kati kati. Chini chini, kamata, kasi kasi, speedy meshirin.
That's Diamond Platinums with Kamata, taking us to 10 minutes past 10 o'clock Central African Times. More conversations coming after this break.
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
No interruptions, just the music you love on Channel Africa.
Tell moya kubantwana bakho njengokuba wenzile nakimi ono mono magayeka wana moya magayeka
Ilimeta, motometa,
Money enter, only meta, fumini meta. Sumala fichema, kuna se kutolunga, begezela siya kuna. Bambelela tulungile, ngalinge uyeke, kuna se kusetusane. Ubenzile kimina kuwe kuzowenzeka. Ubenzile kimina kuwe kuzowenzeka.
That's Nomtebo Zikode with Sophia Nzao and Fireboy DML on there. It's titled Meta. It's 13 minutes past 10 Central Africa time. We're speaking about storytelling, and I think because on Fridays we usually go into the creative world, today we're like, yeah, I mean, it's all fun and games to be creative, to bring in, the artists, etc. But what about the money? I know we struggle a lot with that. We don't struggle with being creative. In fact, I think as Africans, it is in our bones. But what we do struggle with is the monetizing, the marketing, and the branding of these talents that we have, that are within us, that we have to make bigger than just ourselves. And a lot of people have these skills, but they just don't know how to package them. And today we're exploring that, how people can transform their storytelling creativity to sustainable opportunities. And joining us to have this conversation this morning is an incredible storyteller themselves, Panyan Levison, who's a speaker for Turning Knowledge into Income program. She's also a civil engineer by profession, a product manager, and a ghost writer. Peniel, thank you so much for your time. Good morning and welcome to Channel Africa.
Thank you very much, and it's really glad to be here. Thank you.
It sounds like huge contrast with what you do, right? A civil engineer and a speaker and a ghostwriter. So I want to start there, right? How do you, separate these two parts of yourself? And of course, how did you make sure that, you still follow your passion of writing and creativity, even as a civil engineer?
All right, that's an interesting question. It's usually a story. So, I started as a civil engineer, and in my line of work, I looked at myself as a woman and I saw how intense it was, and then I moved into project management. So I started managing engineering projects, and then tech came in. When tech came into the picture, I'm like, okay, this is a game changer, and I'm not deviating, but I need to integrate this so I don't lose myself in the market. And I found product management, which helped me align with a lot of my projects as a civil engineer. Now, tech was a very big transition for me because it brought up a lot of stuff, which led to writing. Yeah. So joining the tech industry, I had to start learning how to be creative, how to manage people, how to work with people differently from what I understand from the traditional project management. And I saw that a lot of people in the industry too lacked a lot, especially founders, creators, and people in business that they have the skill, they have the knowledge, but they just did not know how to be consistent and brand themselves. So that's where writing came in. So I'm like, I know this stuff, so why not sit behind? Since I also, there's something about me too, way out of my profession. I like writing about life. I like writing about stuff that would help one manifest what they want and grow. So when I noticed that, yes, you like all these things, why don't you just integrate it into what you are right now? Why don't you do that? Help people that don't have the energy to write. Why don't you do that? And that's how it started. That's how ghostwriting came to the picture. So it's not like when you say it, it sounds like, oh, she's doing a lot, but looking at it behind the scenes. It's more like an integration. So that's how it happened. That's how it came to be.
That means that you took your time to notice that you have this ability and you can monetize it, right? And that's something most Africans struggle with. We think, okay, as a professional, I'll just do what I do as a professional, but there's this creative energy that I have. In fact, I think engineers are creative individuals more than what the modern creative definitions are, right? So my question was basically, how did you see that, I'm more than just an engineer. I'm just a creative person as a whole, and I'm going to monetize my skills in their multiple dimensions. I feel like we have lost that over time to think that, it's only one thing that I've qualified for that I can only do.
Yeah. Thank you for that question. And it's very necessary you asked, because I'm sure there are a lot of people that would need this knowledge. So you're asking if I took my time. I'll say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Taking one's time is what we lack in this part of the world, because everything is like very fast paced. And I'm not trying to segment people, but I would say that with the experience I've had meeting people, I realized that people just sleep, wake up, and think they leave. They just sleep, wake up, do whatever they need to do to just see the money to eat, and then go back to sleep, wake up. They just continue that way. But it takes one that is very intuitive and curious to actually sit back and ask, what is my purpose? What am I doing here? What do I have to do? In fact, what can I do to be valuable? Because at the end of the day, we are here talking about how to monetize storytelling. But guess what? Money is an energy, and it's value. And value also comes from what we call emotions. And if you are not someone that is able to sit back, ask yourself questions like, what am I to do? What do I have to offer? Where can I be? Who are the people I can meet to assist me? Or who are the people that needs my help? Then I think you still have a long way to go. So those are the steps I took, and it took a while. I wouldn't say it took just a day. No, it took a while, asking questions, and I'm a very curious person. So every time something comes up, I always want to figure out how this goes, what do I do, where do I position myself? And so that's how it happened. Yeah, I really did take my time, asked a lot of questions, did a lot of testing behind the scene. Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. This is fascinating. I know that you're going to be part of this big conversation that will be happening in very, very soon. And it's a powerful conversation for us as Africans to really turn knowledge into income. And you're going to be part of this talk. I think most of us have taken ourselves very flippantly, and our skills seem to have been things that we have not been able to capitalize on. That's the theme of the show today. So we'll continue these questions after the break.
Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Palesa and Benjamin fuel your day with fresh African perspective on Channel Africa.
Tomorrow Youth in Africa, which is a skills development program, is taking place in Nigeria with a theme titled Turning Knowledge into Income, subtitled How Skills, Structure and Storytelling Create Opportunity. It will be a Google Meet conference, and it's aiming to help us as Africans turn something that you think is just a skill that is soft and make money out of it. And to chat on this one, we've been speaking to Peniel Halima, speaker for this particular program. And the thing about it is, once you know that, okay, I'm good at writing, I can become a ghostwriter, I can become a corporate writer, it's turning that skill into something that is going to be able to be presented to another professional. What common mistakes prevent young people from effectively packaging and communicating their skills? Because it seems very difficult.
Right now, I'd say it's not so difficult. I'd say it's strategic.
Okay.
You have a skill. You can write. You think you can write. It's not just about writing. We have copywriters, we have ghostwriters, we have so many kinds of writers. And ghostwriting is not just about behind the scene. It comes in different levels. So the real question is, what problem am I solving, and for whom am I solving this problem? That is how you have to position yourself. You have to be strategic in it, so that I don't think there's anything that's not difficult in this world. Even cooking, eating, if it's not something you are used to, it's difficult. So in putting yourself out there to monetize your skill, you need to have strategy, and then you need to have clarity, and you need to be very, very, very consistent. Very consistent. It's something that you need to just keep at it, whether you want to or you do not want to do that. So when you ask this question, what problem am I solving? Who am I solving this to? Who are my target audience? Who am I looking out for? Then it's not just about writing. You have to find out their pain points, understand what they really want, and then you provide that through your storytelling, through your skills as a writer.
Peniel,
that's basically what I'll say. And yeah.
You seem to be very passionate as well about skills development and education, and also, giving the knowledge to people out there. So with your experience, speaking to people who want to do the things that you do and maybe are too afraid and just don't know where to go, what are some of, the common mistakes that people make when they're trying to storytell, but when they're also trying to make it marketable and monetize it?
The goal here is not to just think of the money. The goal here is to think of your impact. I'll put it that way. Like I said earlier, money is energy, and that energy is value. And to be able to in fact, let me put it this way, money is emotional. Let me put it that way. To be able to get people to listen to you, want to do what you patronize you, want to accept what you do, you need to get into their emotion, you need to get into their feelings. That is where the value comes from. And when you're able to do that, I bet you people will dash you their money. People will look for you and say, no, take my money, give me what you have. That is how it works. So you have to have like a simple framework. Yes, you have your skill, but then this skill, you need to sit back, check your SWOT, your strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats to be able to build a structure for yourself. How do you want to operate? Then from there, you have to choose how you want to tell your story based on the people you are targeting to work for. And mind you, when trying to give that value, there are so many things you need to let go of. Copywriting is different from ghostwriting, let me put it that way. When you ghostwrite, the person you write for takes the credit. But when you copyright, people get to know that it's you that did the writing, right? So in terms of ghostwriting, sometimes writers get very overwhelmed that, I'm not being heard, or people don't know that it's me. You need to scratch that out and see how you can get a client or people or an audience that will need your value as a storyteller. So I think these are the little steps that we need to take, get to understand your skill, get to understand who you are so you can build a proper structure, articulate your story in a way that it's so compelling. People need you. And then you get your value and then you get paid. So I think these are the basic steps, if you ask me.
All right, let's speak about this event that you will be part of soon as a guest speaker, the skills development program with the one called Turning Knowledge into Income, how skills, structure and storytelling create opportunity. Tell us why you are a part of this, but also where people can go to be a part and hear your speaking, of course, over there, learn the skills that are necessary to learn that will be passed down during this particular sitting.
Okay. I'll start with my community. Youth in Africa, which we all know. Youth in Africa is it's a community for youths all over Africa and I believe beyond also. So we help with development, we help with personal development, skill development, and whatever that would help develop a person, bring them out there. As a team, we observed that this is a recurring problem. How do we monetize? How do we make money? We've been doing this for so long, and then yet we are still in one position in one place. I'm a product manager by profession also. So I work with teams. I work with teams of different skills, stakeholders, people that are like very different. It got me to understand how to communicate better with people. And I realized that this can be applied in so many other ways, in so many other industries, in so many other skills that people are lacking.
Sure.
And in the course of being a product manager, I got to understand people's pain points, what they want, what they don't want. It's from experience. So I realized, okay, why don't you help people in this community that keep complaining about the fact that they can't make an income?
Pena, we're running out of time, unfortunately. Just let us know if people are interested in this gathering. How do they actually get into it? How do they participate? How do they become part of the Google Meets conference?
Okay, the link will be shared to you. So this program is advertised on LinkedIn also, and it's also advertised on the Youth in Africa platform. For those that are not on the platform and probably hear this, I would ask Africa channel to please add the link to your channel so people can be able to join. It's going to be a very productive session because you're going to learn how to be creative with your skill and then create an income.
Fantastic. We have to leave it there, unfortunately, Penyo. We have run out of time. Thank you for giving us your time on this one, and I hope everything goes well tomorrow. That's Peniel Halima, speaker for the Turning Knowledge into Income program, and civil engineer, product manager, but also doing some ghost writing. Do you think you can be as diverse as that? Very interesting conversation indeed. Let's quickly move on right now. It's time for us to get our sports.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
It's a very good morning from the sports desk. I am Mosibu Dimakura with your latest sports news at the Sawa. So South Africa's under-19 cricket coach Malibongwe Maketa has admitted that they didn't click into gear at the ICC under-19 World Cup in Namibia and Zimbabwe, leading to their poor performance at this year's tournament. Maketa was speaking just after they lost to Sri Lanka by 5 wickets in their final game of the competition on Thursday, meaning they return home with only one win to their name against Tanzania. The coach says they did have moments where they could have capitalized but didn't, and expressed disappointment that they didn't handle the tough moments too well.
Yeah, very, very disappointing. The way we really handle the tough moments. That's probably the glaring moments of the whole campaign. We had moments where, in most games, we had moments where we could really, really wrestle the game and bully and and take control of the game. And unfortunately, in those tough moments, we were not up for it, and that's probably the biggest disappointing thing about the whole campaign.
Maketa also now outlined the next steps in the development of South Africa's young cricketers, confirming a structured program to support their growth. He also revealed the schedule for the remainder of the season, designed now to give the youngsters consistent opportunities and exposure as they transition into the professional game.
Yeah, for the under-19 group, they will now form part of the emerging team that will play in the second division competition starting now in February, coming up next month. And then from there, there's an England tour in June, July, which all of these players, I believe, qualify for that tour. So from us now, it's all about supporting them and working closely with their schools and making sure that by the time they get to the camps, they've implemented most of the areas that they needed to grow in.
Right, we'll stay with cricket news. Quinton de Kock smashed a sensational 115-5 South Africa to a 7-wicket win over the West Indies in Centurion in the capital city Pretoria last night. Now chasing 222, de Kock dominated a 162-run stand with Ryan Rickleton, who finished unbeaten on 77 from 36 balls, as the Proteas cruised home with 15 balls to spare. South Africa's bowlers had earlier fought back to restrict the visitors to 221 for 4 before de Kock lit up Supersport Park with 6 4s and 10 6s, many from glorious straight drives. It was his second T20 international century, both scored against the West Indies at the same venue. The two teams will meet up tomorrow for the it's the third and final match, where the winner, of course, will be whether South Africa now take a 2-0 unassailable lead. They've won the series with one more game to be played. And finally, in football news, the CAF Champions League continues this weekend with match day 4 of the group stages as clubs now across the continent enter a decisive phase in the race for places in the quarterfinals. So with the competition now at its halfway point, as 3 rounds of matches have been played, the front runners are now seeking to consolidate their positions while chasing teams want to revive their qualification hopes. All eyes in Group A will be firmly fixed on Cairo, that's the capital city of Egypt, on Sunday, the 1st of February. That's where we'll find the defending champions Pyramids FC hosting RS Bakan of Morocco. Elsewhere in the group, Rivers United of Nigeria will be home to Power Dynamos of Zambia. Meanwhile, in Group B, Young Africans of Tanzania welcome record African champions Al Ahly on Saturday, with the Egyptian side now targeting a move closer to securing qualification, of course, to the quarterfinals of the CAF Champions League. Group C, meanwhile, will get underway today with Al Hilal of Sudan facing Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa in a top of a table clash. The two sides are just separated by just goal difference, with Sundowns leading the group and Al Hilal close behind. Then on Sunday, MC Alger will host Saint Elulupopo out in Algiers, with the Democratic Republic of Congo side holding a narrow advantage. The fixture offers, of course, MC Alger a final chance to re-enter the qualification race. Meanwhile, Group D fixtures begin on Saturday with Petro de Luanda of Angola welcoming Stade Milan to the capital city on Saturday. Stade Milan currently sit top of the group with another positive result, further than strengthening their grip on a quarter-final place. On Sunday, Simba SC of Tanzania will host Esperance de Tunis of Tunisia in a fixture that could then prove very decisive in shaping the group standings as the battle for qualification intensifies. And that concludes your sports news this hour. Just a quick update regarding the tennis. It is now going to the 5th and final set between Carlos Alcaraz as well as Alexander Zverev, with Carlos having won the first set 6-4, won the second set 7-6. Alexander Zverev winning the third and fourth set 7-6. Now it is 3-2 to Zverev in the 5th and final set, and with Alcaraz being 40 up in that final set in the semi-final, of course, of the Australian Open. That concludes your sports news this hour. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, do remember to always send us an email. That's to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Give us a call as well on +27 11714 4459. I'm back with the final sports update for the morning in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Moshatama.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective. Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows. Catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
Thanks, Musibudi. Let's move on right now and get the latest business.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Benjamin. Good morning. Farmers groups are taking on South African Agriculture Minister Johnston Hayson over access to foot and mouth disease vaccines. Sagaliga, Southern African Agri-Initiative and Free State Agriculture have given the minister until today to allow private procurement and administration of the vaccines. They are threatening legal action if he does not comply. Sagaliga CEO Piet Leroux has argued that it is necessary to protect livestock.
We demand of the minister a written response that there is no basis in law to prevent farmers from procuring and administering animal vaccines for foot and mouth disease themselves. We could find no objection in law. The minister seems to think there is one, but it's unclear. So we've asked him now to put in writing there are many state-controlled diseases for which farmers do procure their vaccines freely and which they administer freely themselves. We'd like to know what is the basis in law for making foot and mouth disease something which only the state can monopolize.
Independent economist Alice Kruger says despite the multiple challenges in the South African economy, in 2025, the resilience of net salaries in the country's workforce is a reflection of the gradual improvement in economic activity. The Pay Inc. Net Salary Index shows that South African salary earners showed surprising resilience in 2025. With economic growth expected to strengthen and inflation remaining under control, economists believe that salary growth could remain resilient, offering some relief for South African workers in the year ahead. Kruger says businesses' pressure has eased compared to previous years, improving the outlook for salaries.
Yes, companies are still facing rising costs, although we have seen a moderation in that regard. Average producer price inflation for 2025 is likely to come in at about 1.5%, rising this year to 2.9%, but still below 3%. So yes, there's rising costs, but not to the extent that we have seen in the past. From that point of view, and given that we expect real GDP growth to be about 1.6% in 2026, I do indeed believe that salary growth similar to what we had in 2025 is indeed sustainable and possible for 2026.
Ugandan Finance Ministry says the country's economy is projected to expand between 6.5% and 7% in the financial year starting in July, sharply down from a previous estimate of 10.4%. The ministry did not give an explanation for the revision. The ministry provided the latest growth forecast in a post on X platform. In a budget paper in December, the ministry had projected Uganda's economy to grow 10.4%, supported by the start of oil production. The Zambian kwacha is set to sustain its firm trade against the dollar next week, aided by robust foreign exchange inflows from copper export revenues. Zambia's currency appreciated to 20.29 per dollar yesterday from 20.53 a week earlier. In a note, Access Bank says overall a surge in copper output and sustained high global prices indicated a favorable outlook for the kwacha in the medium term. Apple is prioritizing production and shipment of its 3 highest-end iPhone models for 2026 while delaying the rollout of its standard model due to a marketing strategy shift and supply chain constraints. According to the company's report, the U.S. tech giant will focus on delivering its first-ever foldable iPhone and 2 non-folding models with upgraded cameras and larger displays for a flagship launch in the second half of 2026, while the standard iPhone 18 is now slated to ship in the first half of 2027. Now let's have a look at financial indicators. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,391 naira, Botswana 12.93, Kenya the dollar is 128 shilling 11, Zambia 19 kwacha 79. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is at 5 real 20, Russia 75 rubles 78, India 91 rupee 92, China 6 yuan 95, South Africa 15 rand 73 cents, $1 is 72 pence to the British pound and 84 to the euro. Commodities, gold is at $5,190, platinum at $2,479 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil $69.83 a barrel. That's all for now. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanruko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Ukatili wa kijinsia unaharibu maisha na kutenga jamii. Hutokea nyumbani, shuleni, kazini na mara nyingi kwa ukimya. Lakini hauwezi kuendelea. Ukiona, ongea. Ikiwa unaumia, funguka, kwa sababu kutofanya lolote sio chaguo. Sikiliza vituo vyote 19 vya redio kuanzia Jumatano ya tarehe 23 Julai kwenye mijadala, ushauri, tamthilia, maonyesho ya elimu na mahojiano na wataalamu, manusura, watunga sheria na nchi nzima iliyoathirika na ukatili wa kijinsia kwenye vituo vyako pendwa vya redio. Piga simu 0800 428 ili kuripoti unyanyasaji au kupata msaada. GBV, ikomeshwe na wewe. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na shirika la SABC.
Moving to a world of African music. This is Channel Africa.
Baba.
It's Athalia Moore featuring Surprise Nene Kanye. Now it's almost 10:50 Central Africa time. This is On the Move.
But I hear your voice being featured in that song. No?
Me. Come on, Benji.
People don't know that Pali has a beautiful voice.
You do too. And in fact, listen, you sing at church. This would go.
I sing in a choir in church, not like solo singing.
There was a choir in this one too. Did you hear that harmonization? Did you hear the harmony there? You know, Ishotakawe na Benji. You just go in there. You know, what do you sing? Alto.
Pali, you
right?
always excel at teasing me back. I was trying to tease you. Now you
your
have to.
Alto in there, Benji. You can
always
do it.
excel. You always have comebacks. Yes, you are poor, man. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be back.
Africa at Play with Neto and ETO Chemane.
Lelintle, talk to us about your relationship with your father, Coach Pito. What is this one thing that he said to you that is still stuck at the top of your head?
Coach Pito and our mom, Moira Kakale, have always told us that whatever we do in life, we must do it to the best of our abilities and, represent our family well. But the big thing is do what you love and do it with all the passion that you have. And I think we see it in both their work. I mean, my mom has done a really good job with placing Coach Pito in different clubs around the world, and she's negotiated contracts, and she's showing that as a woman you can also do work that is seen, and you can also get respect from men in a male-dominated space. And I think my dad has also shown that you must never underestimate the Black African man.
Lelintle Mosimane, a South African communications and digital media professional. Lelintle is also a daughter to a great mentor when it comes to the game of football, Coach Jingles Mosimane.
Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
Channel Africa, about to have ourselves a good time right now. One twara.
Come on, brother.
It's a whole thing.
You've partnered up with Focalistic, based on a true story.
You know, it's actually crazy for you to put it like that, partnered up. You know, this is someone I look up to from a very long time. 3 years ago, we put out a single, Pele Pele.
Yeah.
You know, that was my first record with him. This project, based on a true story, the album was so highly anticipated and premeditated on our end, because it's something we constantly, kept on going back and forth about, but we never actioned it. It's actually quite crazy because all of this is happening whilst we are both working on our albums. I'm working on my album 31314 because there's a record, 31314, the interlude. So it's like a prelude to the album,
Let me pronounce it properly. Is it 31314? 31314.
The Upside, live and real. It's dynamic. The rhythm of Africa, the pulse of the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
For each other, yeah. Don't try to move me from my lover, yeah. Suited for each other, suited for each other. Tailor-made, I'm glued up on my lover. I'll never lose him to another, yeah. When we talked on the phone and you said that you love me, did you say that that's for sure, yeah? I wanna scream from the top of the rooftop, tell you that my love for you, I keep on rewind. just don't stop. We fade into a special space. I pray we never lose the faith. Yeah. What a love, 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 yeah. What a love, what a love, what a love, yeah. What a love, what a love, yeah. What a love, what a love, what a love, what a love, what a love. Maybe we both know. It's just something we both know. It's just something we both know. It's just something we both know. We both know. Suited for each other, suited for each other. Don't try to move me from my love, yeah. I'll never lose it to another, yeah. Never, never know, yeah. Never, never lose it to another, yeah. Never, never know, yeah.
Hey, a hip-hop voice there, Shekinah, with one titled Suited. It's 56 minutes past 10 o'clock Central African time. Music Friday, that's what we call it. We've got a very, very cool vibe that's coming up. Anthony Akablay joining us, who is an award-winning Ghanaian guitarist, songwriter, and musician. We're going to be exploring these wonderful rhythms of high life and African jazz music. Hey, man, our producer says kind of like reminds her of Oliver Mtukudzi.
Wow.
Okay.
That sounds incredible.
I think we have a treat here.
Hey, man, it's looking forward to it.
It's a Friday. Yeah, we're looking forward to all of that. We're going to be speaking about how do you turn your powder tins into guitars and actually create a career where you share stages with the likes of Peter White and Earl Clue. What a great success story this is. We're looking forward to that one. That's coming up right here as our artist profile. This is Channel Africa.
Loving you be my greatest sin. Said I was done, but see I'm here. You don't make it easy, rara. To stay away from Yawa. Shiba, oh Shiba, girl you make me a sinner. Shiba, oh Shiba, no make me pull the trigger. Never say never. No, I can do whatever. For Shiba, oh, be mine. Don't wanna be so loser, no. Drunk on your potion. Can feel my lips burning. Losing composure. Can feel my face drowning. Seems so irrational. Ready to risk it all. If I can't have you, nobody can. No. Tell me how can I get my mind off you? Oh Shiba, I cannot take my hands off you. Tell me how I cannot get my eyes off you. Oh. Yeah. Shiba, oh Shiba, girl you make me a sinner. Shiba, oh Shiba, no make me pull the trigger. Never say never. No, I can do whatever. For Shiba, oh be mine. Don't wanna be so loser, no.
You're such a rush, my baby, slow down, come find your love. I'm hoping you see me, come serve it up. Loving how you stir it up. That body belong on TV. Ooh, this feeling I can't hide. You filling up my mind, and I just don't know why.
Shiba, oh Shiba, girl you make me a sinner. Shiba, oh Shiba, don't make me pull that trigger. Never say never. You know I can't do
It's Arekunle Gold taking us out of this hour of the show, featuring Lucky Day on this one. It's Sinna. We're almost 11 a.m. Central Africa time. We're about to get a musical treat in the next hour. So go into the live stream if you're not there already. On Facebook, it's Channel Africa, and on YouTube, Channel Africa 1. So you can be part of this musical treat with us.
One day, you know what's going to happen, buddy?
What?
I'm going to be on this side,
yeah,
and you are going to be on the live stream. It'll be like,
yeah.
When did you start singing?
Yo, it's 11 a.m. Central Africa time. Let's get our latest news.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Benjamin. Looking at your top stories. Niger's military ruler Abdurrahmane Tiani blames French, Benin and Ivory Coast presidents for sponsoring the attack on Niamey's international airport. And the Trump administration celebrates the First Lady's new documentary release. Your latest news. Greetings to our listeners. Niger's military ruler Abdurrahmane Tiani has blamed French, Benin and Ivory Coast presidents for sponsoring the attack on Niamey International Airport, an accusation he made without offering any evidence. Gunfire and loud explosions echoed around Niger's international airport in Niamey shortly before midnight yesterday, in what two security sources described as a terrorist attack, before calm returned to the capital on Thursday morning. Tiani accused French President Emmanuel Macron, Benin's Patrice Talon, and Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara by name while speaking on Niger state television after visiting the airbase, and has vowed retaliation. Tiani also thanked the Russian troops stationed at the base for defending their sector. Police say they've established a dedicated team to track down 18 Chinese fugitives believed to be hiding in South Africa. This follows the extradition of 63-year-old Chen Fujia, who left the OR Tambo International Airport in Kempton Park, east of Johannesburg, this morning. The man, who had been in hiding in South Africa since 2021 and is accused of defrauding the Chinese government of $7.6 million. National Police spokesperson Athlenda Mate explains.
We have set up a team to look into where those 18 are, where are they hiding in the country. 11 of them are on red notices. It's quite worrying that we have people that see South Africa as a destination or a place where they can hide from their criminal activities. But what is also encouraging is that we are also able to trace them, locate them and arrest them and hand them over. From the 1st of April 2024, we've handed over 20 fugitives from this country to other countries, and we extradited back into the country about 8.
No ruling has been made yet on whether a witness expected to appear before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry in Pretoria, South Africa this morning will be granted the postponement. This week, the Commission heard testimony from the KwaZulu-Natal Province Acting Deputy Police Commissioner Anthony Gopo, Witness E, and the province's Head of Priority Crime Investigations, the Hawks Major General Lesetja Sinona. President Cyril Ramaphosa established the commission following the KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi's allegations, including that of corruption amongst the senior police officials. The lawyers of the witnesses have been arguing for a postponement, saying their client, whose identity is yet to be announced, needs more time to peruse documents that the commission has given them.
And it becomes, Commissioner, a very concerning issue. As in the middle of consultation yesterday, the President made an announcement, media statement, where the same client that has not even testified, his name is there, that there's a prima facie evidence and therefore the SAPS must investigate him. He has not given evidence.
South Africa's Basic Education Department is pushing back against claims that foreign learners are overrunning the country's schools. It says the figure is only 1.8% of total enrollments. The department has called such assertions patently false and an attempt to sow division. The department says real challenges like infrastructure backlogs and funding constraints are being addressed, and schools must remain spaces of inclusion and safety for all. The department spokesperson Terence Kala explains.
We have never seen a proliferation or overrunning of the system of any learners of foreign descent, and I think it's just unfortunate that this has been utilized as an opportunity to raise other, perhaps maybe more critical issues, but unfortunately it's been used as a scapegoat for people to be able to raise those issues, which we certainly don't believe that the scale of what is being described has never been as it is within the basic education sector.
Lastly, members of the Trump administration have attended a lavish event in Washington, D.C. to celebrate a documentary about the First Lady, Melania Trump. Amazon, which is owned by Jeff Bezos, financed the film budget, with the First Lady as one of its producers. The BBC's Peter Bowes reports.
Melania, 20 Days to History, follows Donald Trump's wife during the run-up to last year's inauguration. Amazon reportedly paid $40 million to acquire the rights to the film, and it's spending another $35 million to promote it. Critics have suggested it's an attempt by the company to curry favour with the president. As for Melania, it'll be moviegoers around the world who decide whether all the hype translates into box office dollars.
Now recapping on your top stories, Niger's military ruler Abdurrahmane Tiani has blamed the French, Benin and Ivory Coast presidents for sponsoring the attack on Niamey's international airport, an accusation he made without offering any evidence. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Tsinsi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. On the Move with Benjamin and Palesa every weekday on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
All right, we are moving into the third hour of our Friday edition of On the Move. Yay, yay. We've got a wonderful musician today, Anthony Akablay, popularly known as Akablay, an award-winning Ghanaian artist. I love when we go beyond the borders of South Africa, where we're broadcasting from, and finding out from a different part of Africa some of the gems that we have. And we're going to be seeing the life and times of Anthony Akablay, a writer and musician, also the founder of Kundum High Life. We'll find out what Kundum High Life, I've never heard of that particular genre in itself. So it's going to be a bit of a discovery.
Oh, looking forward to it. You know, all music is incredible and beautiful because we get to understand what goes on behind the mind of the artist, listen to a little bit of the music, and just follow on the journey of the artist along. And if you like to do that, as we do too, come on through and join us. We are at Channel Africa 1 on our various social media platforms. We'd love to have you there. Engage with us. Use our hashtag that's On The Move. And of course, join our live stream where you also get to see the guests themselves, get to interact with them on our comment section. So on Facebook, Channel Africa, we're streaming live over there. On YouTube, Channel Africa 1, we're also streaming live there as well, where you get to see the next segment and of course enjoy the music along with us. It's the third hour of On The Move. Happy Friday.
Benjamin Moshatama and Palesa On The Move.
Baby, now the way that you talk and the things that you say, where they make I feel alright. And I got your vibe anytime that I look in your face. Tell me why you look so fine. Baby girl, I see you. Wanna ride you like a bicycle. Now you they blow my mind from a mile or two. And I no go lie, you light up my day. And when she tell me my love is you love, baby. She know when the Gucci bag or the Fendi. Yeah, she give me butterflies in my belly. Ooh, Lord. And when she tell me my love is you love, baby. If I was Johnny, baby, she go save me. Yeah, she give me butterflies in my belly. Ooh, love, oh, your love is crazy, girl, your love is crazy. You amaze me, girl, you amazing. All the girls, them only really want to play me. But when me there with you, I realize love don't cost. Your love is crazy. You amaze me, girl, you amazing. All the girls, them only really want to play me. But when me there with you, I realize love don't cost.
Best indeed, you're the best indeed. When I see you, I feel blessed indeed. Only you bring out the best in me. Loving you, it be my destiny. Oh no, although I don't know if you love me like I do. Now you dey light my fire too.
I want you to tell me my love is you love, baby. She don't want the Gucci bag or the Fendi. Yeah, she give me butterflies in my belly. Oh Lord, I want you to tell me my
Ira Star gives us Love Don't Cost a Dime on that one. We back with some interesting music. Maybe we'll discover a genre that we don't know after this.
Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter? Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard? Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126 and we will call you back so you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So yeah, that's who I am, you know.
It's not just talk, it's your chance to air your views, share your opinion, engage with the community that values your perspective. Follow us on our social media. Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za and get ready to share your views on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Moving to a world of African music. This is Channel Africa.
Hey, wonderful one. I can hear that high life influence, a little bit of that Afro beat. That's the sound of Anthony Akablai, popularly known as Akablai, an award-winning Ghanaian guitarist, songwriter, and musician who has concocted this mix of multiple genres, calling it Kundum High Life, which is described as a bold fusion of traditional rhythms, high life, and African jazz music. Anthony Akablai joins us on the line in our live stream. Hey, how are you doing, Anthony? Thank you for joining us here on Channel Africa.
Hey, thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's wonderful. We've been just jamming and moving and swaying to the left and right in the studio. We really love your music. Tell us a little bit about what Kundum High Life is before we get to know you.
Yes, Kundum High Life is a fusion of high life music, African jazz, Afro pop, everything African, because I'm from the western part of Ghana. We are called the Nzemes, where Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is coming from.
Okay.
That's where I'm from. And the language we speak is Nzema. And then we celebrate this festival called Kundum. So in actual fact, I derive a lot of rhythms from the Kundum festival, and then I fuse it with African rhythms, and I call it Kundum High Life, because I'm a Ghanaian, and the most popular genre we play in Ghana is called High Life. So that is my type of High Life I play. I call it the Kundum High Life.
Fantastic. So it feels like your music really comes from your culture, your people. How important is that to you?
It is so important to me that apart from Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who came from our village that people know from the Nzemes, a lot of people doesn't know much about the Nzema tribe. So it is important to me that I project this tribe and then the kind of rhythm we have. And that's how important it is to me.
You know, a lot of people listen to your music, particularly your relationship with the guitar, and it leaves a lot, really in awe of your work. Obviously, how it resonates with the culture of, what you're trying to bring to the people, but also just how incredibly musical it is. Tell me about your relationship with the instrument and how you've embodied it throughout your career and the music that you do.
I would say when I was a little boy, there is this man called Safuhini Jenny, also an Nzema musician, who came to play at our village, and I saw this man, and he inspired me so much. I saw him and said, wow, I wanted to be like him. So in actual fact, when I was around 7 years, I used Saturday night powder containers to create guitar for myself and for some friends. So, I did that not knowing that was my talent. I didn't know. But I did it because I saw the man playing the guitar, and the only thing that I had available was the Saturday night powder containers. So I used it to invent a guitar for myself, and then I played it. But when I grew up and I finished school, music, is like a calling. When you are called by music, you can't deny it. So I approached one guy called Pajo, who took me through the rudiments of guitar, and then basically I started learning the guitar. And till now I've been playing guitar for people, for myself, and for everybody. Yeah.
Well, that's incredible. We're going to take a short break and then we'll come back and speak a little bit more about your music, your journey. And also, I mean, you've worked with so many different artists who have their own, genres, have their own musical embodiment, but you also bring your own rhythm and your own spirit to their music as well. And I'd love to speak about that, right? What you learn throughout your journey and working with different people and how we can still feel that in your music today. So stay with us on the line. It's an incredible conversation and beautiful music as well. If you're also enjoying it, stay with us. We'll continue after the break.
Are you fluent in French, Chinyanja, Portuguese, and Kiswahili? Are you passionate about radio? And are you looking to work in South Africa? Do you have papers that qualify you to work in South Africa? In that case, we might have an opportunity for you to work for Channel Africa. Send us your CV and demo at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Remember, if you don't hear from us within 14 days, it means you have not made it or you have not been selected. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Step into the heart of the day on the move with Palesa and Benjamin.
From turning powder tins into guitars as a child, Anthony Akablay, popularly known as Akablay, joins us on the line. Award-winning Ghanaian guitarist, songwriter and musician, who's also the founder of the Kudum High Life, continues to speak to us about his journey and the music. You've worked with over 72 artists to this day, and a lot of big names are part of that. You being a big name yourself, Akablay. Speak to me about that. What is it that you love about working with other artists? What is it that you take from it that we can hear in the music that we consume?
Yeah, when I left school and I started learning guitar, I was introduced to one of the great players in Africa called Papa Konimo. And then he introduced me to a lot of and different type of rhythms. So when I moved from Takoradi in the western part of Ghana to Accra, a lot of guitarists left the country because of hardships. So I decided to stay behind, and I had to play for almost every artist in Ghana in the studio. But then let me tell you one thing. I was seriously inspired by Oliver, the late Oliver Ntukwuzi. So secretly, I was learning the way he was playing. That gave me a lot of ideas of how to play on different rhythms in Africa. So it gave me the opportunity to play with great players like Tregmatic, like Orlando Julius, the late Orlando Julius, a lot of them, and then also did studio sessions for a lot of artists in Ghana here. In actual fact, I came to South Africa during the World Cup 2010 or so, and then I also went to Mabani in Swaziland in 2019, thereabout, and I met Oliver, and it was a surprise to me.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
How was that experience of meeting Oliver?
It was, I came to Mabani with Rexoma. I was then playing for Rexoma. So this lady, I told him, there's this man I wanted to meet. And I told him, it's Oliver Tukuzi. He said, wow, you know him? I said, no, I haven't met him before, but I would love to meet him one day. So that was a Friday, and the Saturday, he came with Oliver. I didn't recognize him. And then she told me, oh, this is Oliver Tukuzi. I said, wow! My dream has.
I love that.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a great experience. The man was down to earth. He was talking to me with the hands behind him.
Oh, nice.
Said, wow, each man like this talking to me, and he has putting the hands behind him as if he's a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so I was with that experience, it gave me what an artist should behave and look like. And I transferred all those experiences onto the guitar.
Yes.
And then did a lot of sessions for musicians here in Ghana, across Africa, across Europe. I have done a lot for musicians. There is a musician in Denmark called Gert Vincent. I've done a session with. I've done a session with Lars Lihot Band. I've done a session with Peter Crusade in also Copenhagen. A lot.
Yeah. Now let's see if we can experiment a little bit with you. I hear that you have your guitar right there in front of you. I don't know how it's going to sound because we're going through a live stream, but maybe you can play us a note or two so we can hear some of the magic that is in your hands and your instrument.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I was just saying, can you hear me? Adelaide, can you hear me? Okay, let's go back to some of the music and then we'll come back and see if we can have a little bit of a treat from our artist today. We hang out with Adelaide, who is a wonderful artist from Ghana.
Anthony Akablay.
Okay, I'm still learning. Let's hear some of the music and just enjoy it a little bit more. That's Africa by Akablay. Anthony Akablay joins us from Ghana today. Wonderful music indeed there. Akablay, okay, we were hoping that you're going to play for us, but I hear that technically it's not going to work, right? What do you enjoy about taking this music beyond the borders of your own country? Because it's easy to stay in your own country, but it seems like you've extended yourself to explore the rest of the world. Why is that such an important thing to you for your music to spread its wings?
Yeah, we are humans and we live in one world. We live on the planet. So what bothers me here in Ghana bothers you in South Africa, bothers somebody in Denmark, bothers somebody in America. So it's just one simple message. We talk about humanity, how humans should relate to themselves. And I think it is important that we do music or we send a message that everybody will relate to. That is why it is important for me to play music and then send a message across that we are humans. We need to relate to ourselves as humans. We don't have to see ourselves as I'm a South African, I'm a Ghanaian, I'm an American, I'm a Portuguese. No, we are human beings. Apart from the skin color that Lucky Dube spoke about. When I cut myself, I see white, I see red blood. When you cut yourself, you see red blood. And apart from the skin color, we are all one people. So the message is about humanity, talking about what is good for me, what is good for you, what is good for others. And then we also look at if let's say the skies are going to come down from the top, it is not going to fall on you in South Africa alone. It's going to fall on me as well in Ghana. It's going to fall on somebody in Brazil. So it is about humanity. We talk about humanity, how we should live, how we should relate to ourselves, how we should treat ourselves. And this message has been spread around, has been preached over and over and over by Bob Marley, by Peter Tosh, by Lucky Dube, by a lot of, by Hugh Masekela. So I'm just continuing to preach what has been said already, that we are humans, we have to relate to ourselves as humans, and we have to see ourselves as one person, not different people from different planet. We are on the same planet. We breathe in the same air. We enjoy the same sea, the same rivers, the same earth. So we need to relate to ourselves as humans, and we don't have to treat ourselves. We don't have to see ourselves as I'm a Ghanaian, or somebody is from South Africa, somebody is from Tanzania, somebody is from. No, we are the same people.
I love that. Well, from that philanthropic point of view, thank you so much for your time, Akablay. What a pleasure to listen to your music, to hear your story, and to get to chat to you. Thank you so much for your time.
You are welcome, and it's a pleasure.
Wow, that's award-winning guitarist, songwriter, and musician Anthony Akablay, also known as Akablay, joining us here on Channel Africa. It's 11:30 Central Africa time. Let's move on and get our latest in sports with Musibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thank you, Palesa. For the final time this morning, we'll start your sports bulletin with some cricket news. So South Africa's under-19 men's cricket team coach Malebongwe Maketa has admitted that they didn't click into gear at the ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup in Namibia and Zimbabwe, leading to their poor performance at this year's tournament. Maketa was speaking after they lost their final match of the competition to Sri Lanka by 5 wickets on Thursday, meaning they will be returning home with just one win to their name. That was a win against Tanzania early in the group stages. The coach says they did have moments where they could have capitalized but didn't, and expressed disappointment that they couldn't handle the tough moments too well.
Yeah, very, very disappointing. The way we really handle the tough moments. That's probably the glaring moments of the whole campaign. We had moments where, in most games, we had moments where we could really, really wrestle the game and bully and take control of the game. And unfortunately, in those tough moments, we were not up for it. And that's probably the biggest disappointing thing about the whole campaign.
Well, Maketa also outlined the next steps now in the development of South Africa's young cricketers, confirming a structured program to support their growth. He also revealed the schedule for the remainder of the season, designed now to give the youngsters consistent opportunities and exposure as they transition into the professional game.
Yeah, for the under-19 group, they will now form part of the emerging team that will play in the second division competition starting now in February, coming up next month. And then from there, there's an England tour in June, July, which all of these players, I believe, qualify for that tour. So from us now, it's all about supporting them and working closely with their schools and making sure that by the time they get to the camps, they've implemented most of the areas that they needed to grow in.
On to this now. Jenny van Dijk, the head coach of the South African netball team, has praised her side's resilience after securing a hard-fought 52-48 victory over England in the opening match of the Spa Challenge on Thursday in Ellis Park in Johannesburg. The Proteas side will now head into the remainder of the three-match test series against the Vitality Roses with high confidence, with the second encounter set for Saturday. Van Dijk says she is grateful that the fans also gave them the extra push.
Definitely, that's one of the most important components of sport, and that's something that we talk about quite a lot and something that we train a lot. We're always aware of the score, always aware of the time. Doesn't matter if we're just having a run around on the court, an easy session or whether we have the most complex session. It's always about understanding what can happen with what time left on the clock and understanding how to change. But it is, and I also felt today that this was a good step for us in really keeping that composure.
On to tennis news now. The British number one Emma Raducanu has ended her partnership with coach Francesco Rog just after 6 months together. The 2021 US Open champion confirmed the split following her second round exit at the Australian Open, where she lost to Anastasia Patupova. Now, Raducanu appointed Rog last August, bringing in a coach with Grand Slam pedigree with his long association with Rafael Nadal. He now becomes the 8th coach of her career as she continues now to search for stability since her breakthrough at Flushing Meadows back in 2021. All right, so we can confirm now that Carlos Alcaraz has now moved into the final of the Australian Open, earlier beating Alexander Zverev in a 5-set thriller, winning that encounter 6-4, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6 and 7-5, and will move on to Sunday's final, where he's set to face either Novak Djokovic or Jannik Sinner in the final. Of course, Djokovic and Sinner will play in the second semi-final at 11:40 a.m. Central African time in just about 5 minutes' time from now. And finally, Lewis Hamilton hailed Ferrari's amazing mileage on day 4 of Formula One's pre-season shakedown in Barcelona, Spain. Now, the 7-time world champion enjoyed a productive morning at the Circuit de Catalunya. This as Ferrari look now to bounce back from a winless 2025 campaign that saw them finish 4th overall. Hamilton, who endured his first season without a podium last year, said the team is targeting greater competitiveness in the new engine era. The rivals Mercedes already appear reliable. It's exactly 11:36 a.m. Central African time, and that's a wrap of your morning sports news right here on Channel Africa. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, do send us an email. That's to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Remember as well to give us a call on +27 11714 4459. Have a great sporting weekend. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosibu Di Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Ahoy, matey.
Captain here to help, right, boys?
Set sail with us on a digital voyage like no other. Channel Africa has a treasure trove of awesomeness. That is our website and social media pages.
Tell me, why are you here?
We want you to be part of our adventure.
The winds are changing, Captain. And this time...
Imagine a world where curiosity knows no bounds, where entertainment meets enlightenment, and where every click leads to the African perspective. Visit us on our website, www.channelafrica.co.za, or follow us on Instagram or on X at Channel Africa 1. Go on, like us on Facebook at Channel Africa 1. So, spread the word. Tell a friend that Channel Africa's online variety is what they need on the web. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Chanduko Ligege standing by right now to give us our latest in business.
Business news on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Thank you, Palesa. Good morning.
The Motor Industry Staff Association, MESA, in South Africa is cautioning the government against protecting the automotive manufacturing industry at the expense of the retail motor industry. MESA says imposing tariffs on Chinese and Indian vehicle brands could harm job creation in the retail sector. Instead, the association is urging the government to encourage these brands to invest in local manufacturing and create more jobs. Sonia Carstens is the spokesperson for MESA.
We will see more dealership closures than we have seen over the past 2 years, and it is really having a devastating impact in the retail motor industry. But as we've seen the influx of Chinese and Indian brands, we also saw them establishing dealership networks across South Africa. So where you are being retrenched for working for one of the traditional brands, so the new Chinese brands come in, they establish dealership networks, and that creates jobs for people retrenched by the traditional dealership networks.
South African state-owned power utility Eskom has raised its salary increase offer to trade unions to 5.5% from the 3% proposal last year, though it remains well below what unions are demanding. Eskom has been a long-term drag on Africa's biggest economy through its electricity cuts and financial woes. But a sharp improvement in the performance of its coal-fired power stations has allowed it to stop implementing nationwide blackouts. It reported its first full-year profit in 8 years last financial year. The proposed pay increase will come into effect on the 1st of July. Farmers groups are taking on South African Agriculture Minister John Steenhuisen over access to foot and mouth disease vaccines. Sakeleha, Southern African Agri-Initiative and Free State Agriculture have given the minister until today to allow private procurement and administration of the vaccines. They are threatening legal action if it does not comply. The foot and mouth disease outbreak has already cost the livestock industry an estimated $356 million in lost export revenue. The government says private vaccination could derail its efforts to contain the disease, but Sakeleha's CEO, Pete Leroux, has argued that it is necessary to protect livestock.
We demand of the minister a written response that there is no basis in law to prevent farmers from procuring and administering animal vaccines for foot and mouth disease themselves. We could find no objection in law. The minister seems to think there is one, but it's unclear. So we've asked him now to put in writing there are many state-controlled diseases for which farmers do procure their vaccines freely and which they administer freely themselves. So we'd like to know what is the basis in law for making foot and mouth disease something which only the state can monopolize.
The Zambian kwacha is set to sustain its firm trade against the dollar next week, aided by robust foreign exchange inflows from copper export revenues. Zambia's currency appreciated to 20.29 per dollar on Thursday from 20.53 a week earlier. In the note, Access Bank says overall a surge in copper output and sustained high global prices indicated a favorable outlook for the kwacha in the medium term. Zambia has announced an 8% increase in 2025 copper production. The metal accounts for over 70% of Zambia's export revenues and has benefited from high global demand tied to green technologies. Apple is prioritizing production and shipment of its 3 highest-end iPhone models for 2026 while delaying the rollout of its standard model due to a marketing strategy shift and supply chain constraints. According to the company's report, the U.S. tech giant will focus on delivering its first-ever foldable iPhone and 2 non-folding models with upgraded cameras and larger displays for a flagship launch in the second half of 2026, while the standard iPhone 18 is now slated to ship in the first half of 2027. The move is aimed at optimizing resources and maximizing revenue and profits from premium devices amid rising cost of memory chips and materials. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,391 naira, Botswana 12 pula 93, Kenya 128 shilling 11, Zambia 19 kwacha 79. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is at 5 real 20, Russia 75 rubles 78, India 91 rupee 92, China 6 yuan 95, South Africa 15 rand 73 cents. $1 is 72 pence to the British pound and 84 to the euro. Commodities, gold is trading at $5,190, platinum at $2,479 per ounce, the price of Brent crude oil at $69.83 a barrel. That is all from me. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Africa Update on Channel Africa with Lulu Kabu.
Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi has now accused Rwanda of violating the peace deal. Are you surprised at this latest accusation? This is literally days after a signing, a ceremony, so to speak.
This is not surprising. I mean, if you ask Paul Kagame, he would also say almost the same thing. One should ask a question. The broker of the peace deal, President Trump, what is it that he wants? Why now? And why is this peace deal being signed in the Americas and not in the Great Lakes? Paul Kagame has never respected Tshisekedi, as often say. Tshisekedi must deal with the problems in his country. He has nothing to do with it. So this peace deal, obviously, when it was signed, one just looked at it and said, this will not last.
Kenny Matiba, former journalist.
Africa Update with Lulu Kabu, 12 to 1 p.m. Central African Time. No interruptions. Just the music you love on Channel Africa.
And I can't tell you're feeling the pressure, and I can't tell you're feeling the tension. You move your legs like this and that, you can't drive away depression. I can't tell your skill is precious, you can't change the whole direction. You move your legs like this and that, you can't drive away depression. Oh my ways, oh my ways, oh my ways. I like I see they go, baby, I like I see they go.
Make I cool my tension. I'ma give me a love feel like your body, they call my attention. Big ways, fine face. I no go lie for you, I don't base for you. I'ma get a dog base for you. Follow me, make we chop life for Dubai. Anything you want, girl, I go buy. You they put me for high tension. This one, I'm my confession. We go do holiday for Mumbai. Anything you want, girl, I go buy. You they put me for high tension. This one of my confession. You got me like higher pain black cloud. I wanna love you for life. I don't go like to say goodbye. Nowadays my disease, when the tension's way too high. You know the buttons to press to ease up my stress. I cannot compare you.
And I can't tell you're feeling the pressure, and I can't tell you're feeling the tension. This and that, you can't drive away depression. I can't tell your skill is precious, you can't change the whole direction. You move your legs like this and that, you can't drive away depression. Oh my ways, oh my ways, oh my ways. I like I see they go, baby, I like I see they go. Oh my ways, oh my ways, oh my ways. I like I see they go, baby, I like I see.
Get set and be ready to go. On the Move with Palesa and Benjamin Moshatama.
For me, and if it put my mind, you see, floppy money. Focus with me in the vitamin C. Oh, as you can see, something will not there for me. If you don't say that you're for me, it's no guarantee. I know if you say you bring my party, for my money, you want the time I want connect. For my balance, you know straight my car, you too can I enter small yawa. For your mother, you the own me, you want the call. If you go, if you go, you want the if you go, you want the you want baby, my money make a boss more. Stop at the long talk, I know they pour on me. I want some malaga with my day ones, my day one. I don't let my enemies shame me go now. I don't know the rest, I always say walk out. If I say oh lazy go, I go big money before I big my baby go. Because it is stop nonsense, you dey tell me how market. If I form I make I bend, say you get fake dress, but you want give me advice about patience. Are you making sense? Can't fit before I change my color. I dey talk, shut up. Me baby with it, I know big baller. She be mama, I'm fed up.
Benson there hang out with Rayma with Free Can, We Can, and before that was Davido with Kante featuring Fave. Hey, beautiful music, wonderful music of the continent that's making waves around the world. Let's take a break, we'll be back.
Ritmos e Cultura com Jacob Tivani. Meus ouvintes do Ritmos e Cultura, hoje em linha com uma das grandezas da música moçambicana, porque não? Ele que é um dos kings da marrabenta, uma bermuda in the building.
É um prazer enorme estar a fazer parte deste programa. Deixe-me só saudar. Boa tarde a todos os ouvintes que me ouvem neste preciso momento. Meu nome é Uma Bermuda, de Alau Fanelo Estarapo, Gás de Água da Canhela é Mabiscato. Eu vou saudar de uma maneira diferente. Ah, titavuya mwanango, tiduma tifika giane. Ah, titavuya mwanango, tiduma tifika giane. Ani motive lo ababa yena otiva mina haikonama. Ani motive lo anona yena otiva wahimbo watwa. Cá estou eu, irmão, para conversarmos, para falarmos um pouco de tudo. Estou aqui, estou aberto. Eu estou muito feliz porque é a primeira vez que eu falo nesta rádio, falo para os ouvintes, então estou muito feliz.
Ritmos e Cultura com Jacob Tivani. Todos os domingos, das 20 às 21 horas.
9 to 12 midday, Central African Time. On the Move with Palesa and Benjamin Moshatama.
All right, we're about to head out of here as the On the Move team, but of course not without hearing what's coming up next on the Africa Update. Lulu is here. How are you doing, Lulu?
I'm good, thank you. It's a happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, it's very hot, but yeah, it is what it is. The UN issuing a stark warning about the state of the world order. So, what that means, they were addressing the media, with the escalating global conflicts, inequality, and just intensifying climate disasters.
Did you see the doomsday clock?
I think we go through that annually.
Yes,
we go through it annually, and whether you believe, conform.
We have 5 minutes left.
5 minutes, and we'll still be talking about it 5 minutes later. But that's coming up. And then also South Africa's Department of Basic Education saying that foreign nationals only make up 1.8% of total enrollment in schools.
Okay.
So, they've been called out, and they've been told that they don't produce stats in terms of the numbers and the figures. And here it is. So we've got it in black and white. So we'll be unpacking that and all of that and more on Africa Update. So it's going to be an interesting Friday.
Thank you, Lulu. We're looking forward to it. The Africa Update from 12 to 1 p.m. Central Africa time. Well, let's get in with a little bit more music before we get out of here. It is a Friday after all. Lokua Kanza. Have a good one.
Ndoto kati ya buto na kotilola tungisi nanga nyoso pesilie nazali kopepa likolo ya punda minzoto pembeni nanga ekoseka tongo etani ngai na kati ya bwale sokande nyoso wana ezalaki se ndoto eza ndoto kana lelie yo me wamo eza ndoto kana lelie yo me wamo Nakotizamba elaka ndoto ezande bozoba okomitungisa manyo sose pamba boba kasi na yo na molimo elekie tongo etani ngai na kati ya bwae sokande nyonso wana ezalaki se ndoto miwamo
Lokua Kanza with one titled Moi Amour.
Mi amor.
Moi Amour.
Love you.
All right, man. Valentine's is not so far away.
It
so
isn't.
That makes sense.
That's true. That's true.
All
That's
right.
true.
And it's almost the end of Jan. So,
Yeah.
introducing February with a little bit of
love.
Yes. Okay, let's get out of here.
All right, have yourself a good day and a fantastic weekend. We'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Stay with Lulu, giving you the latest news on the African continent. Cheers, everyone. God bless.
Unzimu